Fountain pen KE. Hello. Thanks for joining. Get started here in a minute. Let's see if anybody else joins. I didn't give anybody any notice tonight. Just went for it. It's Saturday, and I cannot watch soccer. All right. So tonight I'm going to sketch this beautiful church in Brazil, the Church of St. Francis of Assisi. A great, nice little Baroque building. And I will be drawing on my Fabriano 140 pound cold press watercolor paper. And I will be drawing with my opus 88 fountain pen demonstrator. It has a fine nib. It's a great pen, holds a lot of ink, really good nib. And then I also have a Fude nib fountain pen made by Relic Pens that I'll be using some. So the Fude nib, you can see, is bent, so you get a nice, you can get this nice fat line, or if you hold it up, get a skinny line, get a medium line. But it's really for these fat lines. Fantastic. Use that for some of the darker areas. All right. So off we go. Just going to kind of push that over to the side for reference. Start sketching. And then I will use some watercolor when we get done, or get done with the ink. And it's these, where's my paint? Here we go. Sennelier aquarelle French watercolors. I've got my own colors mixed up, but these are just the basics that come in this set that I have. I have other sets, but nice little box. So that's the tools. Enough of that. Let's draw. Let's start at the bottom, work my way up. Gotta establish a baseline here. Where are you at in the world? Fountain pen, KE, or if I'm saying that right. That's SW28. Thanks for joining. Hello. Let's see, I'm going to try to pronounce Risquinotus. I probably did not get that right. I apologize, but welcome. Thank you for joining. We're doing a little sketching on Saturday night here. I'm in beautiful Oklahoma City. It's hot. It's summertime. It's a great time of the year to be inside. It's very hot today. Upper 90s. It's humid. It's a little windy. It's always windy here. The tricky thing with these arcs, you kind of get one shot at them. If you get it in the wrong spot, you're kind of screwed. So I try to I sketch fast, but when I'm doing that, I do kind of tend to take my time a little bit, at least getting the first part laid out here, because it sets up the whole sketch. If you get that part wrong, it kind of messes everything up, which is not good, not what you want. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your night to join me. Feel free to put questions in the comments if you want. Just say hello. Judy M. Bradbury, welcome. I wasn't sure if anybody would get on tonight or not. Like I said, I didn't. Usually when I do these, I'll kind of give people some notice. I'll tell them, post ahead of time that I'm going to do a live. I didn't tonight. I came home from dinner with my wife. Turn on the TV, and soccer's on. I cannot watch soccer. It's like watching paint dry. Sorry if I offended anybody by that, but it's a very boring sport to watch. So I was like, well, it's time to sketch. It's a tricky perspective. There's a lot going on here at this beginning stages, trying to get this thing laid out just so. Hey, Michael Hoffner, how are you, man? Thanks for joining, my brother. My fellow OKC architects, colleagues, Oh, hello, Angela. Thanks for joining. A little Baroque architecture tonight. All this detail here of these carvings and decoration, ornamentation here, which the Baroque was famous for. I'm just going to kind of try to capture what it looks like, but I can't possibly draw all of these little leaves and little pieces of filigree. It's too much to actually be able to get accurately. So the idea is just to get enough drawn that it looks like there's a lot of detail there, even though there's not. This beautiful door, a wood door. Windows on the side here. Kind of squeezed myself a little bit there. It's okay. It's just a sketch. I've reached the big time. My wife has joined the party. Thanks for joining, babe. Give me one more viewer. Trees in the background over here. Trees, a couple trees back here. All right, one last tower to draw. Let's see, it's about there, there. I don't know who else is still on here. I can't tell. It just tells me when people join. It doesn't tell me who's still on. So if I get quiet, it's because I don't think anybody's on. And I'm not really into a monologue. Angela, you're still on. Thanks. Good. Okay, well, there's one. All right, there's no people in this photograph, which is unfortunate, but I always like to draw people in my sketches because people are the reasons that the buildings are there. And without the people, the buildings are just objects. With the people, they become architecture. So we're going to give ourselves a horizon line. And we're going to put a few people in here. And since there aren't any people in this photo, I really don't know if a person is this tall compared to these doors, or if they're this tall. I think it's somewhere in between. But there's no, these doors could be 15 feet tall, they could be 8 feet tall. It's hard to tell. You can't get a scale from anything else. So that's all right. But that's why having people in the sketch is important, because it gives it scale. Now you understand how big this building is. It's not, I don't think it's a very big building. I'm just guessing, but it's not as big as, say, Notre Dame or Chartres or one of these cathedrals. This is a kind of a more rural area, probably a much smaller building, much smaller community congregation. But without people, you don't know, so we're going to make some up. That looks about right. It's a nice crowd of people. There's a kid, another kid. Okay. Maybe a couple back here in the distance. All right, it's enough of that. So I left this out. This little object, this is odd. This geometry is really odd, and this looks weird. But it's my prerogative. I can leave it out. I can put it in. I can edit. I can choose what gets drawn, what doesn't get drawn. That's the beauty of it. Artist's license. Come here with some of these darks. A few of these windows. There's not very many windows, but a few. These little portal openings. A nice Fude pen. Yeah. Ground plane. I like it. Fireworks going off outside. Something's happening. It's not 4th of July yet. Somebody jumping the gun. Zumani Brothers Furniture. Mauricio. Hello, my man. I wish there was a way. I have to video this with my phone, because doing Instagram lives through your computer requires all kinds of extra steps that I'm not willing to take, because I'm a Gen Xer and technology really just kind of irritates me. So I use my phone, so I have to screen mirror. I can't see my phone because it's up here, so I can't see the screen. So I have to mirror the screen onto my computer, my desktop here, so I can see what I'm doing, what you guys are saying. But then I can't type, because to type back to answer you guys, I would have to type on my phone. So I would have to come up here and do this, and it's gonna bounce, and you guys would get motion sick, and I'd be irritated. So I can't type back. So. All right, time to ruin it. Time to ruin it with the watercolor. Look at those shadows from up. It's kind of cool. I was like, what is that line? All right, let me get some paint going here on my palette, so I can get this thing killed, get it out to the butcher shop, put it out of its misery. I need to get quite a bit of blue mixed up here, because I made myself a big sky box. I like to a lot of times draw this little compositional box around my sketch to border the sky. And it just kind of helps, again, compositionally, it kind of helps the drawing sit on the page nicely, gives it a little bit of a framing element. Just again, I think it's kind of, I like it, so I do it because it's mine. I can do whatever I want to my drawing. Alright, let's get the blue, get the big brush, cover a lot of area. Just kind of move the paint around, let it dance. Let it dance around the page, and let it do. Watercolor does what it does. You're not really in control of it. Complete control. I heard somebody say one time that the watercolor, it paints you, so it's just kind of true. It's a very much a live media. Depending on how wet you start, it can stay malleable for a long time. You can move the paint around, and even once it dries, you can even kind of come back and get it wet again and move paint around, lift paint off the page. It's actually quite fun, but much different than painting with oil. Or any kind of non-water-based media. Much different. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of cover everything here with this quick tan beige color, because most of the building is that, except for the accent portions, the cornice, the domes. Give that a quick little dance. Now we can put the big brush away before it hurts somebody. Uh-oh, splash, splash. I mean, look at this stupid thing. Look at that. It's like a squirrel. Now let's get this more human-sized brush out here. This guy. Yeah, so let that kind of dry as we work on a little bit of a ground plane here. It's mostly, there's a kind of a plaza, concrete or paved area here at the front. The rest of it's really mostly grass, but I hate green. So we're just gonna kind of do it all with this kind of gray. Let it be. Like that. Just enough to ground it, but not too much to worry about. Is that fescue or zoysia? I don't care. It's grass. It's ground. It's the ground. I don't care. Margarita time. Cheers. Thanks, babe. It's not done yet. I could still kill it. Trust me. Killed many a drawing. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, most of this is kind of tan color. And it's got these nice browns and kind of, I'm colorblind, so, you know. But kind of these golden brown, tan, these kind of Tuscan accents on the columns, the cornice, and then this is all dark here in the shade and shadow. But so I'm just gonna kind of keep the palette pretty, pretty simple. Try to find the right shade of this kind of orangey. Looks okay. I can live with that. So, just a few little. So all this carving, this relief. Oh, gets this. The cornice. This is a little bit orangey for what it really is, but I kind of like the contrast of it with the tan, and it'll look different once I get the shadows and everything on there. It'll start to change, it may evolve a little bit, it always does. Back over. You'd think I would have learned after 52 years of being a left-handed person to work my way right to left, so I don't have to work back over my own hand. But you know, sometimes you can't teach. Oh, hey, we have one of my Haskell folks on. Diana, that's right. Hello, Diana. It's hard when I see people's handles on Instagram. Some of them are obvious, but not all of them. It is kind of funny. I've had people come up to me at art shows and arts festivals and things, and they'll look at my work and then they'll turn around and they'll look at me and they'll say, are you Sketchy G? And I'm like, yes, I am. I'm Sketchy G. So yeah, it's kind of funny to, people's Instagram handles are one thing. Let's see, I need a darker brown for that door. I'm gonna have to mix something, which is fine. People ask me sometimes, like, what colors do you use? I have no idea, because these are not a few of them are the actual colors that came out of the tube, the black, Payne's gray, some of the yellows. But the rest of them, I mix to make, the values and hues that I want of the grays, the greens, the browns. So I couldn't even tell you. I could not begin to tell you what color some of them are. Because I rarely ever use an actual just straight pigment. It's not some mixture. Because there's not really things in the world that are not really primary colors. Even green trees are not really all green. Multiple values and shades of green, but there's blue, there's red, there's brown, there's pink, there's orange, light reflecting. So, when you just draw a tree, if you just slap green on it, it's going to look like a cartoon. So, there's my art lesson for the day. You're welcome. Come back and do a little bit darker, couple areas. The sky, make some kind of clouds here. Oh, very nice. Yes, these will look good when they dry. About to be shade and shadow time. This is usually where it either really comes alive or really doesn't. It really turns to ugh. But it is a part, again, this is where you start getting the depth and it'll kind of start to transform into something that looks like something. I'm gonna let this dry for a second. You guys smoke them if you got them. So you see the light's kind of coming from the right side in this, even though this side here is not fully in shade. It mostly is a little bit of shadow on the ground. The sun's almost directly overhead in this, but we're gonna make everything on the left side in shade. Have the shadows coming from the right. The sketches from the K-Rob. No, those were not done. I did those same views on site, but those both were actually ones that I redid. One of them was actually the Chinatown Gate one was from Philadelphia, and I actually did that one after I did it from a photo. That's why I didn't enter them into the travel sketch category. That's why they were just in the professional hand category. Even though, like, I mean, they were travel sketches. I didn't do them on site, but and then the other one with the from Chinatown in San Francisco, I did do a sketch in person there, but that was not one I entered. It was one I did later. I think we actually did it as one of our high school sketchers, I think. So yeah. All right. Shadow time, shade and shadow time. Sorry, I got quiet. I'm concentrating. Dome. Dang dome. Always tricky. Curves are tricky. Biting my lip, bearing down here. It's getting serious. It's serious up in here. See, I hit it with my pinky. Be careful. Hang on, I need more black. Hold, please. All right, resume. Oh, it's a little darker than it was before. Gotta water it down a little bit. I always hate it when you run out. You gotta remix the middle of the sketch. Big shadow on this big eyebrow there. How's everybody doing? You guys fall asleep on me? I mean, you could be watching. If you want to fall asleep, I'm gonna take another shot at soccer. If you want to fall asleep, you could be watching soccer right now. That'd put you right to sleep. I mean, you'll be out in 30 seconds. That is like watching paint dry. Sorry to all you folks that love that sport. It's just, I loved playing. I played as a kid. It was fun to play. So much fun to play. I played up until I was in like 10th grade. But, man, watching it, I mean, 4 hours of, guys faking injuries and, to end up in a 0-0 tie. Whew. Oh, man, tough watch. But I know people love it, so good for you. God love you. You can watch all my soccer. You can have mine. And it's soccer in the U.S. It's not football. Football is played by men who don't roll on the ground when they get hurt. There you go. There's my soccer editorial for tonight. Maybe I hope I didn't lose any followers because of that. I tried to watch it. I did watch the U.S. game the other night, and again, I just 3.5 hours of my life I'll never get back, and they lost. Yeah, see more. Yeah. I mean, hey, God love it, man. I mean, good for you. I know people love it. I mean, they love it. People are crazy. I do like watching the fans. I've really liked watching the fans, and all of them here in the U.S. Coming to all of the cities and taking over these cities and just, having parties and showing up at baseball games and in all their uniforms and singing and dancing, and I love that aspect of it. That's very cool to see people from all over the world coming together, celebrating like that over competition. That part I like, that part's cool. The game itself, not so much, but that's all right. That's why they have other sports. I'm sure people say the same thing about baseball in America. I love baseball, but it's all in what you grew up around. All right, I think we're getting close to calling this done. I'm gonna just try to hit a few more little highlights, a few more little shadows. So who won against the Colombia and Portugal game? I didn't watch it, so who ended up winning that? If you're still on, Mauricio. He may have dropped off. Oh, 0-0. See? You proved my point. 4 hours, nothing to nothing. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But yeah, kind of not. That's the other thing. I hate this is true with any sport. I hate any sporting event where they let it into the tie. That is the dumbest concept. The entire concept of competition is to determine a winner and a loser. And I'm sorry if you don't think that. That's, why else play the game? And to let it end in a tie is just like a kick in the gut. It's like kissing your sister. It's terrible. Like, how can you not have a system to break a tie? I mean, they used to do that in college football. It drove me crazy. I hated that. Like, why bother playing the game if you're going to let it end in a tie? Deep Thoughts by Jeff Parker. I think most people would be with me on the tie aspect. They may not like my analysis of the sport of soccer, but I think most people would probably agree that having a tie is just this silliness. Like somebody has to win. Like flip a coin, something. Arm wrestle. Like have a spelling contest, something. Determine a winner. Okay. Now, a couple more things. A little splatter. Yeah, see, there you go. He agrees. Ties are suits. Ties are man, what's the point? I love the orange. Let's get a little orange splatter on there. Look at that. So nice. So nice. All right, my friends. I think it's done. I don't want to hurt it anymore. It's begging for mercy. Please stop, Jeff. Please stop. You're killing me. Look, the paper begging for mercy. We've had enough. Let us live. Alright. I usually don't tape these down when I do it, but I do when I do these because I don't want the paper to move around and walk away and realize halfway through that I'm off the screen and nobody can see what I'm doing. There we go, my friends. The Church of St. Francis of Assisi in Brazil. Beautiful Baroque architecture. Beautiful details. Shadow lines here, look at that. That's nice. Yeah. Good night, Mauricio. Thanks for joining, my friend. Enjoy the rest of the World Cup. All right, everybody. This is we're gonna put a fork in it. Like I said, the Church of St. Francis of Assisi in Brazil. That is my rendition of it. It turned out all right. If I don't say so myself, but I usually hate my drawings, so there you go. All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate the taking the time to hang out virtually with me and to watch along. Please feel free to make comments on my other posts. Thanks for your time. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the weekend. Stay sketchy, my friends.